Live.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. I am Danielle, the Salty Cooker, and cameraman, as always, is my husband, Joe.
Hello, hello. We are waiting for people to join right now, but if you're joining us, know that I am back here behind the camera watching you roll in. If you have any questions or comments throughout the live, feel free to throw them in the comment section, and I'll try to get them over to Danielle. If Katie says hello, we've got
Hello.
a bunch of people joining. So, yeah.
All right, well, today we're doing something a little bit different. A lot of questions that come through is, what do you actually make for dinner? I get that pretty much every single day. Do you eat everything that you shoot? All the things like that. So tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're experimenting a little bit, but I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite dinners. It's kind of has a Greek feel to it as far as flavors, and it's really easy to make. It's going to start with some chicken. We're going to make a little bit of hummus from scratch, and I'm going to show you guys some tricks on making it even easier for I would say cheat style or easier weeknight meals, which we all need. So while we get going here, I'm going to go ahead and start to get everything prepped. We do have the back door open because it's getting a little bit smoky in here. We have the oven preheating to 450 degrees for our chicken. So I'm trying to prevent the smoke alarms from going off because I swear it's not me catching fire or catching something on fire again, which that's happened a lot. So this is just, we're cooking at a really high heat. So we will go ahead and prep our chicken. And the last couple of lives that we've done, I've had some people ask, what ingredients do I use? Do I recommend certain brands, things like that? So I'm going to try to be more mindful on saying certain brands, but if you guys have any questions, just let me know. The chicken, I'm on a huge kick of, and I hope I'm saying the name right, D'Artaganian meats. I'm not going to show you the packaging because it's chicken, so it's not going to look good, but they have some great meats. I did a pulled pork with them, with their heritage pork butt, and it was so good. And their chicken is really good quality, so that's what we're using today. And I'm just patting it dry because we want to get a super crispy skin.
My guess is it's pronounced D'Artagnan and the G is silent.
I think so.
But it's just a guess.
Yes, I think you're right.
It's D'Artagnan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Between my Michigan accent and things like that. All right, I'm going to wash my hands because we just did play with chicken.
Have we told people what we're making? Or did I miss that part?
Yeah. Oh, so I started and then I went off, huh?
So far you've talked about chicken, but I don't think you've actually said what you're making.
I am on antibiotics for sinus infection, steroids. I'm on all the drugs. So you guys, I'm even more flaky than usual. You're going to have to bear with me. And if you have questions, again, just pop them up to Joe because I'm just kind of off in my own little world a little bit. All right, so we are making chicken. We're going to do a pasta salad that goes with it with a lot of Greek flavors in it. And we're going to do a hummus to go with that. And throughout this, I'm going to go through some different options on making it a little bit easier. If you want to change it up, make something healthier, we'll have options. Actually, I'm saving that. So we're going to salt, pepper the chicken.
Chef Q Soto said, "What's up, Joe?" I'm getting the shout outs already, so thank you.
What's up, man? How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. We are making some chicken. And pretty soon we're going to be outside here grilling. Just waiting for that. I mean, it is pretty perfect tonight. I guess we should have did the chicken outside. I didn't even think about that. And then we wouldn't have to have the door open, worrying about, setting off the smoke alarms. Although it is fun to keep it interesting. All right, so come on over here with me. The first part that we want to do is we want to get this chicken on because it's going to take right around 25 to 30 minutes depending on the thickness of the chicken breast. My go-to is always skin on, bone in, just because you're going to get extra juicy, more flavor, all the goodness. And I know that you guys are going to wonder what the hell's wrong with me, but I actually don't eat the skin. Joe always gets the skin, but you get so much flavor from that. And this is where we don't want to set off the smoke alarms. So you do want to do a medium to medium high heat because we want to get the skin super crispy. Once we get it on the skillet, we're going to season the other side of it. And I actually don't think I even have a clean pair of tongs. I've been cooking all day, so I've got a sink full of dishes, and we're kind of improvising a little bit with what's available. Oh, next thing we're going to do is get our, nope, no tongs. So for the, and we're just letting this pan heat up. Next thing we're going to do, and I'm sorry, I should say this. So the reason that tonight's a little bit different than usual is I'm showing you guys how I make dinner and just kind of the flow of how you can kind of create dinner and how you can get a meal ready within 30, 45 minutes, depending on whatever you're making. So we have our pan heating there. We're going to turn on our water, get that on high. I'm using pasta tonight. You could do a quinoa for the exact same recipe. So we're starting off with whatever base you want. And I saw somebody do something with lentils the other day with the Greek pasta style, and that would be great too. I just normally do like quinoa, pasta, you know, something like that.
Got a hello from Montreal. Thanks for joining.
Hey, how are you doing?
And Chef Q Soto asked a question if we're using mics. Yes, we are using mics. We have a 2-mic system that connects to the phone. Hopefully the sound's good because, yeah, it's definitely improved the sound since we started using them.
Yeah, can you hear us okay?
Coastal Grillin says howdy.
What's up, Kevin? What's up, buddy?
And
is this Chef Q? You said Chef Q Soto, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I was just making sure because sometimes I can't hear the name right between the stove and everything. That's, we did the Neiman Ranch competition. It was like a friendly competition with each other.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he saw Joe saw your meatball sub, and he's like, so when are you making this for us?
Just Carlos says, I'm a new follower and I love the content. Cinnabon rolls are my favorite.
Ooh, thank you very much.
Yeah, the post has been crushing for sure, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a couple more. Oh, I should have put that a little bit further. Have a couple more coming out, couple more ideas. Very excited. My bigger pan is dirty right now. That's why I'm using a smaller one, so I don't want to hear anything from anybody on this. I know it's a little bit rigged right now. All right, so now, of course, we want to season both sides of the chicken. Lots of kosher salt, kind of to the point of where you're like, stop adding salt. That's how much you should salt and pepper your meat. Just with anything like this, especially chicken breast, which, you know, it's thicker, it's a little bit more dense. We want to make sure that we get that flavor all over.
Yeah, and since you're salting it and peppering it before you cook it, a lot of that's going to cook off too, right?
It is. So since we're doing a hummus, we got a Greek pasta, we have a lot of flavors going on, and I am going to top it with a little bit of, I have a Greek seasoning, but I normally do that at the very end.
The hostess says hello. Thanks for joining.
Gia? So I'm going to wait for a little bit more people to join in, and then I'm going to tell you guys the big news. Joe peed in my Cheerios like 2-3 weeks ago when this first started, and I told you guys he peed in my Cheerios too. He's like, no, you need to wait until it's a signed deal, this and that. I was like, no, you're right. I just get excited, and you know, I'm a hype, so I'm like, yeah, let's talk about this. Let's do this. I'm just going to check the chicken. I actually have chicken in the oven because I don't want you guys to have to wait, you know, too long for me.
I love how you hyped it up that I peed in your Cheerios and then didn't tell them why, so that's pretty sweet.
Well, I'm going to wait until I get the chicken in the oven.
So this is the other chicken.
Yeah, and I actually think, yep, we'll get that out. I just didn't want to get too distracted because I have things that are going to go with it. So I just want to make sure that We're good. All right. And actually, I'm going to turn that down so I don't have to worry about. I'm a little bit worried about these smoke alarms going off. I've made them go off like the last couple times I've been doing high heat. I keep telling Joe, we just need to rip them all down.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's safe. You know, it's good. So some other things that have been going on. Again, I'll tell you guys big news as soon as I get this in the oven. Did we talk about Brad's the last time we were there? I don't think we've done a live since I went to Arizona.
No, we did a live right before you were going, and we talked about his cookbook on that live. I think that's the last live we did.
It was an amazing experience. It was so cool to meet other fellow creators, just because.
Why don't you tell people where you went, since some of these people probably weren't on the last
Went to go see Brad Chilies and Smoke. Just launched his cookbook, so he invited 8 of us out there. Everybody in the grilling, grillers, I should say, and so the first night he made a bunch of his dishes for us to try out of the cookbook, which was amazing. Everything's delicious, super flavorful, and people were laughing because I was like, so how hot is this? Because I'm a sissy when it comes to heat, like scale 1 to 10, but actually everything was absolutely amazing. Joe would have been very proud of me on me being able to handle the heat. All right, it's almost done. And then the next day, we all made different dishes. My dish I was not too thrilled with. I definitely shouldn't have went with fish, and I knew that in my gut. I was like, oh, I should do pork, and just, I had an idea. But being my first thing, doing something like this, it was just so cool to see how other creators, create their content and how they shoot, and Mel from Dark Side Over the Grill. He is just impressed the hell out of me. Like, that camera's on, man, and his, I don't know, it's crazy. It was just so cool to see what everyone's doing and to get insights. All right, I would normally want this a little bit more crispy, but I'm getting antsy. I'm going to get this in the oven. But you want a nice crispy crust like we have over here. But yeah, and it was really cool just to see how, the techniques of people that grill. Like, I've been around people that have grilled. My mom taught me how to grill. When Joe and I used to sell grills, we'd have like the Weber rep, the Napoleon rep come in and show us how to use the charcoal grills, the gas grills, and all of those types of things. But, it's a whole different level when you're meeting somebody that does this like every single day, and they do the competitions and stuff like that. It was very cool. And then in a week, I head off to New Orleans for a food blogger retreat, which I'm super excited about. We have, a chef that's going to be there, so I'm going to be over his shoulder just checking out everything that he's doing. All right, so we're going to get our pasta in the water, and we're just cooking pasta just like we normally cook pasta. And let me just get some water, and then we'll go ahead and get the hummus going and tell you guys the big news here. Sorry, those antibiotics are kicking my butt, man. Okay, so the big news. We are launching a cookbook. We've signed a deal for a brand new cookbook. It's going to be baking, 75 recipes, and it's going to be everything pretty much baking. So we need some help coming up with the name. It's going to be focused on dairy-free, gluten-free, but you guys know all of my recipes can be made full gluten and full dairy. And hopefully this will be the start of many cookbooks. I'm very excited to see the process. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things on making cookbooks, and it's definitely, what do you call it? A love of, help me, Joe, my brain's failing.
I don't know, you got me on that one.
I don't know. It'll be amazing. So that's the big news. We are coming out with the cookbook. And yeah, we're just trying to figure out names. So any type of name that you guys have, again, baking, gluten-free, dairy-free, but all recipes can be made full gluten and full dairy. And any recipe ideas, anything that you guys would like to see in the book, that would be amazing. I would love to get your guys' ideas on this too. Okay, so let me go in and throw this in so I don't get off track here. Hummus, we're doing 15 ounces of chickpeas cleaned, and I like to rinse them off too. And this is just a really easy one. I'm not trying to do anything too difficult. A clove of garlic. We're going to start with half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Let's see. 2 teaspoons of dill. I try to get fresh dill because ideally that's what you guys want, but my local grocery stores, they are out of fresh dill.
The house shoe hostess said, "The salty bitch book on baking."
Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, I love that one. See, Gia, you just get me. Like, you just get me. Oh my God, I love that one. We're going to do half a cup of tahini.
The funny part is we were referencing the line off The Office where, what's her name?
Kelly, she's
Yeah.
talking about bitch boss.
Kelly's going to be like boss bitch or, you know, like,
Yeah.
So that's pretty hilarious that that came up.
That's awesome. I really like that one. Okay, and what am I missing? Oh, we need lemons. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 lemons, just the juice in there. Yeah, that one's a good one. Okay. Yeah, so very excited. We're going to get started. Next week, I'm putting together recipe ideas and the chapters. I'm working on bread. That's going to be a lot of fun because get lots of requests for bread. Okay. So definitely working on bread. I nailed a focaccia recipe, which was so good. I could not believe like it didn't taste gluten-free. It was so good. So that will definitely be in there. Okay, so we have chickpeas, garlic, olive oil, dill, lemon, salt, pepper, water as needed, and then tahini. And I have the hardest time with the food processor. It just like never turns. I kept realizing like this, I'm not snapping it down. I'm like, why the hell doesn't this thing turn on? I was getting ready to call them, like, there's got to be something wrong with this machine. Oh no, it's me. Okay. Yeah, that's smooth enough. That'll be good. Okay. Now let's get the, try not to make a complete mess. Let's go ahead and get the dressing and everything ready. I'm just going to check the pasta real quick. So the chicken you're going to want to pull once it's at 165. And it should have a beautiful golden skin like that. And we're just checking our pasta. Looks like it has a couple minutes left.
So do you always sear it first and then put it in the oven?
If it has skin, yes. Well, I shouldn't say always. If I'm not feeling it, I don't do it. I mean, you know me.
So maybe my better question would be like, what's the point of the searing before you put it in the oven?
To get that skin super crispy.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise it's really hard to do.
I think somebody in the house complains if the skin isn't crispy too.
You what?
So I think somebody in this house complains if the skin isn't crispy.
Oh yeah, the person that doesn't cook.
Yeah.
That person, is that who you're talking about?
the only one who eats the skin, too.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yes. That's definitely the reason. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, anything with skin I would do that with. Okay, so we are going to make our dressing for the pasta salad. Now, here would be a cheat. If you guys want to just get some Greek, like a Greek vinaigrette, it works great. You know, whatever brand is your favorite. But this one I haven't tried yet, but I pulled it out just to show you guys a Greek one. So we're doing 1 lemon, salt. Actually, let me get the big jar.
So today Shakur asked me, how does Danielle make all this stuff? I was like, I don't know, it's just magic. He's like, well, yeah, but really? I was like, I don't know, she makes her own dressing and all that kind of stuff for salads. He's like, really? She makes dressings for salads? He's like, I didn't even know people did that. I was like, yeah, they do. He's like, how does she do it? I was like, no, seriously, it's magic. I'm like, I watch her do it all the time, but it's just magic. I have no idea.
It's kind of like how the laundry gets done.
Yeah, I was like, I just say, hey, like, I need some dressing for my salad, and then it just appears.
Yeah, that's what Joe the one day, I don't know who he was talking to, but they were talking about like laundry and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, no, it just ends up in the drawer. Like, it's just there. Okay. The scary part is I think that's what you think.
Throw it on the floor. The next day, it's washed and back in the drawer.
Pretty sweet deal. Yeah. All right, so my go-to on if I'm making one from scratch, which I like to make a lot of dressing for this pasta because the pasta is going to soak it right in, especially when it's hot. I like to mix it when everything's hot. So we're doing a teaspoon of kosher salt, 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, half a cup of olive oil. And I do like using, especially with dressings, a good olive oil. I've been on a kick. I had really good reviews on Amazon, so I was like, I'll try it, and it's really good. We're just going to mix that up. Oh, and the lemon juice. I'm sorry.
Evan C. said, late to the party, what are we making?
Hey, buddy, how are you doing? How's the weather out by you? We are doing a Greek-style, super easy dinner. So we have chicken in the oven. Well, I have one prepped already ready to go, because you know. I have one prepped ready to go out, one that's in the oven. We're doing a Greek pasta salad, which our pasta should be done here. And then we're going to toss in some veggies, and we made a hummus too. Okay, so let's check pasta. All right, that's perfect. Oh, I'll show you guys that on the next one when I make spaghetti. It's a new tool I got from Helena. Okay, so we're just going to put our pasta right in the sauce here. Hey, did you notice that? I just ate on camera.
I did notice that.
Yeah, but I don't think you caught me. It was perfect.
Oh, I got it.
Damn it.
Evan says, the weather is gloomy and depressing. I don't know where you're at. It's sunny and 80 here, so let's try to send some your way.
Yeah, I think you're in California, right? That doesn't seem right. Okay. Let's come back over here, and we are going to goodies. Okay, so again, for this dressing, I made this from scratch. You got jarred sauce. It works really good. It's whatever just, works well for you. So we're going to toss that, set that aside. I'll actually just set that aside right here. And let's go ahead and get some veggies in there. So I do like to sometimes roast veggies and just have those on the side of this dinner. Again, you guys could do quinoa instead of pasta if you wanted to, or whatever your favorite grain is. And then we're just going to toss in some fresh flavors. So we have some tomatoes. But this works really good for roasted veggies, like if you wanted to do some roasted peppers with zucchini, squash, anything like that, that would be so delicious with this meal. And the hummus would be another thing that you could substitute. Just a store-bought hummus is great. I like the lemon dill hummus personally for this dish, just because it's a little bit brighter for flavors, or garlic would be really good. There's a roasted garlic one out I have been obsessed with. I think it's by Ithaca. Okay, so we're going to add in some tomatoes. I like to add zucchini. I think I need about 4 more cups of coffee to get me right. We're going to add in some cucumber. And any questions on this dish here?
Evan asked, is hummus garbanzo beans or chickpeas?
Chickpeas. Chickpeas, and we added some tahini. I'll also post the full recipe once we're done with the live. The salad is on the website right now, and the recipe that I did for it is with grilled chicken on top of it. So this is kind of like the same type of, it's all the same flavors. It's just set up a little bit different. All right, and let's get some briny goodness. So I love personally olives in this. Let's see if this will fit in here. I love olives in this. A lot of people are not olive fans. Capers would work really well for a substitute. And as far as olives, if you do like olives, but you're specific on which ones you like, just add your favorite. I like to do a mixture, and I really like these ones with the garlic in them. Pimento's really good too.
Beach Girl Grills says there can never be enough olives.
Yes. Nikki, you get it. So again, for people just joining, we have a cookbook we are going to be launching here. So, and I shouldn't say launching, we're like in the start of it. So would love to hear any type of baked good recipes you would like to see in it. Names of cookbooks would be amazing. All right, and I'm just going to slice a little bit slow on these.
Joyous Fox says, love the brine goodness too.
Yeah, it adds such a great flavor, doesn't it? We want some different flavors and elements in a salad to really bring it to life. And I'm so excited that Joe is now eating salads. I'm happy to report he's eating greens, because you know how he used to eat. Like if I put parsley or some type of fresh herb on top of a dish, he thought that was the salad.
Toby from Nigeria says, love your fingernail color.
Thank you.
One day we'll come for dinner. Success, yes.
Yes. Door is always open, my friend. Lots and lots of food here.
Nikki says there has to be a chapter dedicated to s'mores. Funny, because she just messaged me today to tell me she got some firewood for our new solo fire pit for s'mores. No
shit, I actually said that. That cracks me up. I went to the store. I was like, oh, I'm out of graham crackers. I got to go get graham crackers. $200 worth of groceries later, I walk out with, I did get 4 boxes of graham crackers at least, highly prepared, and I have some good dark chocolate. And of course, marshmallows are always in the pantry. That is hilarious. It just sounds so good. Oh, I'm just making a mess. S'mores are always good. There's a place in Napa that I'd won a trip to Napa Valley, so my mother-in-law and I went, and it's a really nice hotel that they put you up in, and I was blown away. One of the desserts was s'mores, and you go out to one of their gas fire pits and you do s'mores out there. I'm like, okay, That's wild that that is at, you know, an option here. But on top of it, I'm so here for it. It's amazing. Like, that's genius.
Evan C. asked if you have any summer food ideas yet.
Yes, so this is one of my favorite summer foods, actually. I absolutely love Greek flavors for summer foods because you do use so many fresh ingredients. You use lots of fresh ingredients and it's so easy to make and you can really modify it. So if you want to do a salad or take these exact same flavors that we used and you know, just take maybe all the vegetables, put that with a little bit of hummus and then put it on a pita pocket or I'm going to say the bread name wrong. Gyro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it on bread and mix it together, add some chicken. You could do this exact same recipe with steak, lamb, chicken, tofu. Tofu would actually be a really good one too. You could do the same dressing we just made, or again, use a jarred one and let it soak in there. Pork chops would be really good with it too. Okay, so let's see here.
Joyous Box said they do s'mores at the Carmel Valley Ranch Resort too.
Yeah, see, that is such a good idea. It's just, who doesn't like s'mores? I mean, they're amazing. They're gooey, you got a little bit of crunch. Ugh.
Plus, there's always the possibility that someone will catch their marshmallow on fire and fling it and hit something.
Oh, babe. You're so pretty.
I'm just thinking, all the possibilities,
yes,
you know?
Yes. Joe does like to be entertained.
Yeah.
So, and I actually don't mind that because that is entertaining for me because sometimes he's, you know, the shit show. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit of Greek seasoning. My favorite is from Spiceology. Their Greek seasoning is really nice balance of flavors.
Does it say Greek free?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Okay.
And we're just going to toss this goodness together. And as always, man, I can never get a bowl the right size. The next bowl I have is seriously like that big. Like, how can I not have one in between? Okay. So let's go ahead and plate. I'm just going to set that aside. Oh, you could, you know, obviously always add cheese. You can do Parmesan. You could do feta cheese. I have some dairy-free Parm here. I just ran out of some feta cheese. But let's go ahead and plate this up. And I'm just going to, yeah, I think that'll work good. And you could always serve this with pita toast too. So I like to just add a little bit of hummus there.
Oh, she's going to fancy it up for you guys.
Joe always gets the pretty plate. It cracks me up. He's like, hey, is that one done as I'm like getting done shooting it and everything? He always steals the pretty one. Mine, you guys see it, is like the pile of just throw all the crap on there. That's what I'm eating. Oh, if you wanted to get a little bit more of a crunch in the salad, you could always add like toasted pine nuts would be really good. And with this dressing, this you could always take a little bit out and put it over the chicken too. Oh,
Evan says, so sweet that I help you. What a great husband. And then asks what I do for work. So I sell stuff on the internet.
He's just being nice to you.
Yeah, my company is called All Fuel HST. We sell chimney pipe for wood stoves, boilers, pizza ovens, that kind of stuff. So we sell it online, direct to consumers. We also sell it through channels like Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that.
I
Really
always say-
boring, but
I always
you
say,
know.
I don't know what he does. It's kind of like on, is it Office Space? When he's like, so what do you do for a living? And you could add the fresh herbs in the pasta, toss it together if you're going to serve it immediately. With it being warm, personally, I would just add them separately. And I like to do fresh dill, fresh basil, fresh dill, parsley, and basil. Did I just say that right, or did I just repeat myself? And I just grabbed the wrong one. But again, I don't have fresh dill. So we're going to do a little bit extra fresh basil. It smells so good. All right, let's grab that chicken here. And if I wasn't being filmed, I would just use my fingers. I think I can just use my fingers.
Here, you want me to turn away?
Yeah. Look away. Okay. All right. And I need a little bit more color on the sides here. Make this dish pretty. Add a little bit of that. Add a little bit of that. So you can see with these flavors that really, I mean, you could do the hummus, the chicken, roasted vegetables if you didn't want to have the starch in there. You could do roasted potatoes with this. This is just kind of, you know, I don't know, like key flavors. Do that. Just trying to make it pretty. But we want to get a lot of those flavors on the pasta here. It really just brightens the whole dish. And there we go. That is dinner. So we have chicken, Greek pasta, a lemon, lemon dill garlic hummus with lots of fresh herbs. And it's a super simple dinner. So for the full recipe, when you start the chicken and then you're moving right into everything else, this dinner is ready in right around 30 to 45 minutes. And you could shorten the time up a little bit if you wanted to do like chicken thighs or chicken breast with no bone, no skin, and you just put it right in the oven. That's always an option too. If you did that, I would marinate the chicken in the Greek seasoning and everything first. But otherwise, yeah.
Awesome. Evan C. asked, what's the worst mistake you've made cooking? I mean, there's definitely been some fails, you know, as far as like the meals go, but
yeah,
she almost blew herself up with the grill once.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh man, I was cussing Joe out from here. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know how it was my fault exactly, but it turned into my fault for sure.
Yeah, I thought he had turned it off because he's like, oh, the grill's not working. So I went out there and I'm messing with it. And I go to turn it on. Well, the gas had been running the entire time. And then he'd put the lid down while the gas was going. So I went out and lit it. I lifted the lid, immediately lit it, and just a huge poof. The neighbors were probably wondering what the hell is going on over there. Yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer. But, you know, I've lit myself on fire like 3 or 4 times when I was a kid, like set my hair all on fire. So that doesn't really make me too nervous anymore.
I think one of the best fails was really like one of our first lives when you set the pizza on fire in the oven.
Yeah, that was a good one. So we started off doing a fruit pizza, and then it went by so quick. We looked at the time. We're like, hey, man, we're doing great on time. Why don't we make something else? And Nikki from Beach Girl Girls was on there too, and she helped us with the name. The second pizza put in the oven, we did a s'more style, of course, s'mores, and the marshmallows caught fire. So yeah, it was rolling out smoke and yeah, like fully caught fire. And she named it Brulee S'mores Pizza, which is genius. I would say, man, that's really hard because there are so many. I mean, recipes, especially when you're a recipe creator and you're making all these recipes, like essentially every day you have a fail of something, whether it's cooking, baking, grilling. Yeah, I mean, the next thing that really pops in my mind is I was grilling oysters and the oysters exploded. That scared me a little bit because I was right next to them as they were grilling and it just shattered everywhere. So I'm like, making sure I don't have anything in my face. That freaked me out for a little bit.
One of my best ones was when I tried to boil an egg and then I put them on there. I put like 3 eggs in the pot and then I went up back to work and then I forgot about it for like an hour and I came downstairs to the sound of the eggs exploding in the pot and they literally went all the way across the entire kitchen. There was egg on the ceiling. So yeah, eggs can explode if you leave them on the oven for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah, I get a text. I'm at work and he's like, "Did you know eggs can explode?" I'm like, "Did you clean it up at least? Don't tell me that you just left it." And I don't want to know how you know this.
All right.
Yeah, I would say those are the biggest ones.
This looks too good and I'm really hungry. So is it dinner time?
It is dinner. This is actually dinner. You guys made dinner with us. So I hope that you guys like this. It's a little bit of a different style than we've normally done. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it too much going on? And what would you guys like to see on the next live? We're going to go live one more time before I head to New Orleans for like 4 or 5 days. So we have a week to plan out the next one. But
Kay gave me a pointer and said, don't ever put the eggs in the microwave, just an FYI. So,
Joe, don't ever put the eggs in the microwave.
Okay. Note.
Well,
how much longer is that chicken going to take? Just curiosity. Since people got to see us put it in and sear it.
Yeah, so you guys can see even with just doing it a little bit. We have about 5 degrees, so actually right around 5 minutes, and that'll be done. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone as always joining us. So let me know what you guys thought of this live. Would you prefer that we just stick with the routine? Did you like actually cooking dinner with us here? And hopefully I'll be a little bit more with it with the next week. I'll be off the antibiotics and all that stuff for my sinus infection, so I won't be such a hot mess.
I don't know. I kind of prefer the mess.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Again, he likes
for a better show. Makes for a better show. Come on. Also, guys, if you've made any of Danielle's recipes, please jump over to the blog, leave a comment, let us know how they've gone. We've really been working on trying to grow the blog and grow some traffic there. Danielle and her team have been putting a lot of time into the blog posts. And so, yeah, anything you can do to help out there would be really greatly appreciated.
Yeah, and there are so many
recipes. And by the way,
recipes.
the blog is thesaltycooker.com.
Yeah, the blog is thesaltycooker.com, and we have over like 500 recipes on there. So a lot of you guys that are newer followers that you're just seeing the most recent ones, we have so many appetizers, breakfast, dessert, dinner, lunch. I mean, pretty much every grilling recipes, smoker recipes, baking, cooking. I mean, you name it, it's on there. So, and if there's ever a recipe that you guys would like to see, always let me know. But yeah, and if you go on the website, there's a subscribe, so then you get an email of some recipes, and of course it's all free right on there.
Awesome. All right, thanks guys.
All right, thank you.